Today is not theory. It's not hype. It's not about trying to see or show you some kind of amazing thing to brag about who I am. It is just purely simply pulling back the curtain and showing you absolutely what it's going to take and how it has worked for people who are now best-selling authors, yes, but more importantly, being visible and valuable, how they are using it to be able to make the difference in this world that they're meant to make. With that said, I am going to be sharing my screen. I am excited to have you here with us. I want to do a couple of other things here first, though. First, I want to just go over here for a minute. While I'm doing this, hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I'm a third-generation minister, international best-selling author of 40 books and counting. Over the course of the last 40 years that I've been in business, all 59 years of my life being visible and valuable in the market, in media and marketing. I have the amazing privilege of working with multi-billionaires and stay-at-home moms, brand new startup companies to Fortune 500 companies, companies that we've helped take and I'm talking multi-million dollar companies that have doubled and more the profit that they've made in their company, in their business, in the things that they're meant to do in this world. I don't say that to you to brag about me. I say that to you because you need to know success leaves clues and experience can be shown. And that's why today now that I'm in a place where I can do it, I am going to just simply share my screen. I am just going to show you. I'm just going to literally show you what's going on. What am I doing? Why is it working? How could it work for you? It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's something absolutely is for you, can be for you, and should be something that you have as well. And I want to be able to share that with you today. So with that said, I'm going to hit share screen. I just want to walk you through a couple of clients. We may not go a full 15 minutes here today. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Miosha. And Miosha is not just an author who has books of her own, but she works with authors. And the one piece that she had missing, both in her own books as well as in the books of the people that she's worked with, was a program for, okay, you got the book, now what? And we were able to take her book, Heart of Gratitude to God. At one point, it was #1 in all three of those categories. And you can see that even though the marketing is now a little bit more than a month old, that it is still doing very, very well in its category. So much so that Miosha is telling all of her clients, hey, we need to work together with Steve to make this what you've always wanted your book to be. That's ultimately what it is. Here is Philip's book, and we've looked at it before, right? I Am Blessed. You've seen Philip's book go up and be out of the bestseller ranking. And you can see it again. It's bestseller in all three of its categories. That's because Philip has committed to ongoingly marketing his book to people. And that's what it takes. And we could talk about multiples of books, but another one I want to look at here is book 3 from Linda, Rising After the Fall. This is book 3 of The Girl with the $1 Million Smile. And you can see that that Linda's book is a bestseller in 3 categories. Why? #1, because the other 2 books are also doing well, and they're getting ratings and reviews and people that are following it. #2, because Linda goes live just about every day on her TikTok and has a huge TikTok following, mostly having to do with the squirrels that and animal love and those kind of things. But, people, and she just flat out went on and read her book to people. And people are clamoring for it. And she's got two of them in audiobook form, and this book will be in audiobook form. And let's just look at something that somebody said about her book. Great continuation. This book is a weekend read for sure, hard to put down, so I finished it over the weekend. And it absolutely is. I mean, if you haven't read this series, you really totally got to read the entire The Girl with the $1 Million Smile series. See, when we go to the reviews and we see somebody say, hey, this is a book that I couldn't stop reading, or hey, I read this whole entire series in a week because of how powerful this book was, then we're like, oh, yeah, maybe this is a book I need to read. We all look at the reviews. Come on, we do. You absolutely need those reviews to make the difference. We've been looking ever since it launched. And when was that? That was Sunday, or the weekend rather, right before Thanksgiving. And then the reviews started coming in and the promotions started happening on Thanksgiving. Well, actually on Black Friday. Never Stop Winning 2.0. Willie J. Willie's put out in the last 2 months, he's put out 2 number 1 new release pop chart solo singles. You can see on my Facebook, if you go and you look at it, you can see the actual plaque that he got from Amazon Music, that heralded it as a top new, as a top new release. Those kind of things, stuff are going. But in addition to that, he's got his books. And the book is ranking. The book is doing really well. I could go back here and look at the ranking for it, but I wanted you to see what some reviews are saying. What I like most about the book is it doesn't hype you up with empty promises. It's honest and practical. I picked this book up in a rough season, and it spoke directly to where I was. Now, if you're looking for something and you're going through a rough season and you need somebody to feel like you're being supportive, isn't that then going to to solidify in your mind that, hey, yeah, this is the book. Absolutely, this is the book that I need to read. You see, we buy from people that we know, like, and trust. And we tend to build our trust with people based on, whether it's right or not, it doesn't matter. It's still the way people work. We base it based on what other people are saying too. If everybody tells you the restaurant's crappy, you're probably not going to go try it out for the first time. But if all your friends are saying, oh man, you got to go see this place, even if it's food that isn't like your favorite, you're probably going to go check it out. Let's look at, my book. I love the fact that this book is still in the top 10. This is only, bestseller is only the beginning, the 2.0 version of it, that we also released this one just before Thanksgiving. We're now up to 67 reviews and growing on this book. And people are saying incredibly amazing things. Cleared up several things I've always assumed were just publishing mysteries. The book tells it like it is. It doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Honestly, I didn't know what I was getting into with this book, but it totally cleared up things that I haven't been able to figure out. You see, when I come to you and I talk to you about these kind of things about marketing, especially book marketing, I do it for myself first. I've done it now for 20 years. I guarantee it because I know exactly and absolutely how it works. Now, I want to show you a different example because I want you to look at Dawn's book. Okay, Dawn's book, You Are a Dream Come True, is, first of all, if you can see it here, it's only available in paperback. That's very specifically because Dawn wants moms to read these books to their children. She doesn't want it to be on a tablet. Her and I have had deep discussions about, all the reasons why it should be in ebook form and in audio form and things like that. And right now, that's not something she wants to do because of the market she's trying to reach. That niches your market, which, by the way, is actually a good thing. But it also means that out of the 100% of people who would be in that market, potentially for this book, only a third of them are going to get it in print. And that's just the harsh reality of it. But that actually ends up being an advantage, because then exactly the right people who are on board with her and the message that she's putting out there, that moms need to spend more time reading to their kids to help them develop their reading skills, that's where it really begins to really come together. And Dawn's book, when we first started on it, I mean, actually, technically down here, these ratings, there was none of them. Okay. The book was about 2.5 million, and there was no ranks there. And then we did the SEO. Okay. SEO is how you set your book up to be seen on the search engine that is Amazon. And when we got the keywords and categories and those kind of things set properly, then it jumped up to about 9,800. Okay, that was this children's self-esteem. It was about 9,800 in that. Okay, this book has been down to as low as 900. Okay, that's great. I mean, that's a 100-fold upgrade, 10x in the ranking for the book. And it's still, as you can see, is still doing, in the 3,000s versus the 9,000s. And Dawn and I are having discussions about continuing on with that, because when we continue to market, we continue to see success. And as soon as we stop marketing, understandably, the success. Here's another thing. You're not focused. You're just starting. This bookshop. See, number one. Although the book came out, well, I think it was started this way, and then I just so stay consistent. It's got 24 reviews, and these are great reviews too. These are people saying things like, "This book surprised me at how relatable it was. Even though the main character is young, the themes feel universal. I felt like I was sitting down with someone who understands what it is to feel unsure." Those are the kind of things you want people to say about your book. Not because you join some kind of thing that says, we can get you 1 to 100 reviews and it's going to cost you this much. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day that, the company was promising them that they can guarantee that they'll make $100,000 for a $30,000 purchase. I've talked to it, not only to my whole staff and all the information that I have, but to about 10 other different people. And all of them said, number one, it's not possible. Number two, if they actually can do it, let us know. We want to buy their entire company. Okay? There are so many pie in the sky promises, but I promise you, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. But when you do really good marketing and you continue to market your book, it's going to make an effort, like what Lataxion has done with Justice for Ma'at, the book that he wrote about the legal struggles he's had keeping in the life of his daughter. And you can see now that it still is in the top 50 in children and family law. It's now up to 22 reviews and growing all the time in the number of reviews. Here's another book that I love, Michael Kurtzman's book, Quietly Spectacular, which is a great book. You really need to read this book. Michael's book, look at it right there. Number 4, number 9, and number 13. Wouldn't you like to see those? He's in the top 80,000 of all the books. Now, just to give you an idea, in case you don't understand the numbers, according to what I've read from research, this isn't me personally researching it, it's other people's research that I read, okay? There was about 4 million books published just last year. Amazon has somewhere in the range of about 70 to 100 million books that are live on Amazon that you can buy right now. And it's in the top 80,000 of all of those books on the entirety. And that's not, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for using our free days, but that's not using a free day. That's actually paying, buying the book, and writing great reviews. Reviews that say things like, what struck me the most was how it made me feel seen. The absolute standout book was recommended to me by my friend. From the beginning, it was fantastic. I mean, you want those kind of things said about you. You want people to know you, to like you, to trust you, to be interested in what you're having to do. And all of the things that you're saying and doing in this world are just maximized by you, just then marketing that. You've got those words in writing. You've got that book. It needs to be shared. And in order to do that, you're going to have to do the marketing. You will eventually move to the place where the book will break out. And even if you weren't doing paid marketing for your book, it would continue to grow. But you've got to do that work. And I'm talking, and I'm just being real with you. I don't hype you guys. I tell you the straight up truth on all this stuff. You're going to need to be somewhere in the range of about a year to 3 years of constantly, consistently marketing at above or beyond the ranking of what you're seeing with those books. I've shown you before our book, Experience Twilight, that came out in 2008, right after the movie Twilight came out, okay? Right after, the trip that they took was February of 2008. My then wife and my second youngest daughter, Jessica, whose baby is due in like 2 days, maybe 3. What day is it? It's Monday, so 3 days. They went on that trip. That book still sells. And I'm talking like a couple of sales. And I don't do any marketing to Experience Twilight. Once a year, I put it out for free, sometimes twice a year, but usually once a year, I put it out for the Thanksgiving weekend for free. And other than that, and just because of how much we had marketed it, it still sells. When you give people what they want, people will follow you. They will buy what you have. I showed you real books, real rankings, real reviews. And I've been honest with you about the real timelines. And if you're ready to be seen, to be heard, and to move to the place where you will actually legit get paid, and where you have marketing in place, number one, you need a book. And number two, we can help you not only create the book, but then especially once you have that book, market that book. You need to comment, Amplify review. If you can't remember Amplify, just put the word review. Or if you can't remember the word review, just put the word amp. Send a DM and let's let you go. This isn't me telling you a story. This is just simply a story. Much like the kid who told you that it was your parents putting the gifts on Christmas. I apologize for anybody that you didn't know that. Feel kind of like the kid who stole that from you, and I feel bad for that. But it's not magic, it's a system. I know that system. We have it in place. We guarantee the results of that system for you. I'd love to have a talk with you and talk about how that can work for you. And I have all kinds of free bonuses and gifts that I'm going to give the people who are working with me. But now's the time. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to get together and we're going to just simply talk about people like you and the moment that they moved from I'm going to do it, I want to do it, I need to do it, to actually just doing it. So I'll be back again here with you tomorrow. Until we're together again next time, I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved, and you have a great week.